Do you know the number one reason Americans go bankrupt? It is not student loan debts. It is not credit card debts. It's medical debt. Every year, millions of people face crushing medical debt, either from being sick or being involved in an accident. Imagine going to the emergency room for chest pain and being treated, and then after you've been discharged and recover, you get a bill for $20,000. Even families with health insurance are hit with high deductible medicine that costs more than rent and surprise charges. That is why many people delay care or have to cut their pills in half or not seek treatment altogether. And here's the kicker: this doesn't happen in most developed countries such as Canada and the UK. If you live in America and you are insured, here are 7 things you should do to help you decrease medical debt. Number one, review your plan fully. Understand your medical coverage. Know your deductible. Know your copay, your co-insurance, and your out-of-pocket maximum. Understand. When in doubt, and especially during re-enrollment season, call your health care provider or call your health insurance provider and ask questions about your coverage, questions about stuff you don't understand. For example, if you have been billed before, then you know what I'm talking about. It's not funny when you get to pay hundreds of dollars for over-the-counter medications just because you paid a visit to the ER. Number two, choose an in-network provider, because when you go out of network, your copay is higher than in-network providers. This applies to doctors' offices, specialty offices, hospital systems, as well as medical labs. So always make sure to check that whoever you're going to see is within network. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a surprise bill. Number three, ask for cost estimate upfront. I will give you an example. I needed an MRI some time ago, and I called ahead to ask how much it would cost for the procedure for my deductible and out-of-pocket spend. So that gave me about a 20% discount. So ahead, calling ahead when you have a procedure and asking how much the cost is, trying to determine if that's the best course of action or the best system to use for that procedure will help you decrease your spend. Addition to that, if you are suffering from an acute illness, ask yourself, is this an emergency or is this an urgency, or can this wait to see my primary care doctor? Because your primary care doctor is cheaper than the urgent care. The urgent care is cheaper than the emergency room. So always ask yourself those questions and determine the best course of action to maximize your healthcare dollars. Number four, always negotiate your medical bill. When you get that bill in the mail, don't just send them a check. Call them, ask for an itemized bill, ask for explanation. I'll give you an example. My daughter recently went for her physical, and usually the insurance will cover everything for an annual visit. So we got a bill for a hearing screening, and I called them. I was like, I called the doctor's office. I didn't even call the billing department. Like, my daughter doesn't have any hearing impediment. She has been going to this doctor's office since she was a baby. She was born in this hospital system. You have her medical record. She doesn't exhibit any signs or symptoms of hearing impairment. What was the reason for doing a hearing test that is going to cost extra during an annual physical? It made no sense to me. Another option is negotiating and asking for financial assistance from the healthcare system. Sometimes um, uh, nonprofit organizations and charitable organizations donate to certain hospital systems, and that money goes towards bills for those who cannot afford. So you can negotiate and ask for assistance as well. Number five is using preventive care. So I have mentioned this in most of my videos. A lot of us have health insurance, but we don't use it, even for the annual visit, because most health insurance coverage come with a free annual visit where you go to your doctor and they do a routine physical exam, compare your lab work from from last year to the current year, and see if there are any trends that are out of whack. That way, if there's any disease process such as high blood pressure, diabetes, or high cholesterol, those can be caught early, and you can take certain steps that may even deter you from needing medications. Using your primary care doctor for annual vaccines, annual checkups, certain screenings, it helps catch disease early, and it also um, gives you that reassurance that your health is intact, and it will prevent expensive medical care or expensive emergency care down the road. Number 6 is you can start a health emergency fund. Some employers, if you're getting your health insurance through an employer, depending on the type of premium that you choose, you can qualify for a health savings account, meaning that money comes out of your paycheck before you pay taxes, and your employer matches it up to a certain percentage, and that money can be used for co-pays and other things. That's a very good option if it's available at your employer. Last but not the least, number 7 is knowing your patient rights. Your patient rights under the No Surprise Act can prevent patient or protect patients from unnecessary and unexpected bills, such as out-of-network emergency room visits. So for example, I live in one state. If I travel to another state and have an emergency, I should not be charged as an out-of-network because it was an emergency. Like this video, share and leave me a comment, follow this page, and let's continue this conversation together. I know there's a lot more to unravel. Please go and watch my other videos, and thank you. See you.